Motherfuckers. Hey everyone, this is Trixie. It's been a while. We're gonna do some funky shit tonight. I don't know how long. Probably over the next like 3 fucking hours because I gotta work at like 6 in the goddamn morning. Anyways, figured I'd say this shit right off the bat because some people, especially those that are coming from TS American DLC, if you're looking at the thumbnail, looking at the title, and going, this is really, really weird. I think this woman is very weird. Why is she posted? Why are you doing that? Reminder. I'm a 31-year-old bitch that's horny as fuck. What do you want from me? So, shit's gonna get weird, but we're still running trains at the end of the day. That's the main whole point behind all this shit. So, why isn't my shit loading? There it goes. There we go. Yep. Okay. Alright, waiting for TS to load up so we can do this shit because it's gonna get interesting. We're gonna try and do some Portland Terminal tonight. With an ancient sound pack I found from Uvi. It's been not released for a long time, but thankfully the Russians have kind of archived this shit for a long time. So I've talked, and the goal was to try and put on the Internet Archive because I've talked with someone from it, and considering Uvi is no longer a company, basically as far as I know from the rights stuff, it's kind of gonna. Where's your boyfriend? Not even here for this. You dumb bitch, hon, get over here. Oh, that's right. I need to go to my fucking channel for this shit so I can hop in there and chat. And if people want to join in my server, come join. If not, I'll fucking kill you. Alright, so we're gonna do some Portland Terminal, and I'm thinking if we have time, there's a scenario. I know people have problems with HIS and their overpriced scenario packs, but what we're gonna do is there's one of the Wasatch scenario packs they released has DTM's U50, and I don't know, it feels like. Hold on. What do you mean you can't hear me? The mic is all the way up. Hold on. That should be better. I mean, it's showing, it's broadcasting. Bush's bean scenario. No, I was gonna actually fuck around with clam chowder, I think, just to get a general feel for things, because it's been a bit. I think that's the one I want to do. Waiting for Railworks to load. Hang on. I look at something. Alright, there we go. Alright. Also, if anyone wants to know, so the menu background I made on my own, I think it's Decipher.ink is where I got the font from. It's the font, Splatoon's Alterna font. The engines in the background are gonna be released. I'm just trying to get someone to finish a batch file for me so I can get them out the fucking door so that people can install them properly. Music in the background is number 8, Regret, from Splatoon 2 and Octo expansion, done by Deadfish. So we're gonna get this load. I gotta load every fucking scenario. Let me look at this. Lewdness is revolting and shameful. No, not really. My neighbor has lost her marbles. The holy and CSORSD40. Lewdness is revolting and shameful. It is everything that is wrong with modern society. Then why are you here, fam? The title literally said lewd thoughts only. What are we? Either you're legit or you're memeing. If you're memeing, good. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know. Go to Rule 34. Have a sexual awakening. I don't know. The only rule that we're obeying tonight is Rule 17. So, for dimming your head, well, we can't dim our headlights because fucking G-Tracks, but we will try. Because Rule 434 is if it exists, there is redacted of it. Rule 17 is dim your headlights if approaching another train or standing still or working in a yard. So that's the only lewd rule that we're obeying tonight. Alright, let me move this disc. Alright, let me get this shit ready. Do not mock me. I'm dead fucking serious. Do not mock me. Bro, don't come on my... Let me make this really, really clear to you. You're on my channel, which means I have the control of what happens on here. You want to come up here and do the anime girl has big ones. Yeah, I have... This, wasn't a model that I commissioned. I actually got this... Someone on Etsy had done this, and it fit my aesthetic so perfectly that I got her. Most people spend thousands of dollars on models. This was less than $30, so... Hey, Silver, glad you can make it. So we're gonna do... I need to make, like, a mod that adds thumbnails to these units. Same with the route. I don't know why G-Trex didn't do this. This is gonna be a bit of a scenario. I'm gonna try... Look at this, actually. Low on fuel. We're gonna do clam chowder, because this actually has... Yeah, we're gonna run this. I would rather be a 14th century prudish Puritan than a porn-brained zombie. What's with the volume? Someone explain to me what's going on with the volume, because I'm looking right now, and I don't see the problems that are happening. Oh, I had my volume on low. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned it though, because the actual desktop audio was kind of low. So I have that up a bit now because it was actually way too low. Because I turned it down for Wonders of Sodor when I last did that. I'd rather be a 14th century prudish Puritan than a porn-brain zombie. So, did you come here to make me feel... ashamed? Octo expansion soundtrack. Yeah! How could you hate religion? Well, that's different. I was raised without religion. Through my family. Mainly because my mom didn't want me to have to be tied to anything. She wanted me to be free to figure things out on my own, which I'm forever grateful for. I mean, if I had to say there was any sort of religious thing that I even slightly agreed with, it would be Buddhism, but I have such a high temper that I can't really practice such a thing. Alright. So this has the EMD 645 sound pack made by Uvi back in the day, but the sounds are recorded by Anthony Wood of Searchlight Simulations. This is kind of like a joint pre-Searchlight pack. So the engine sounds, horn sounds, and bell sounds are all from this pack. The goal is to try and put on the Internet Archive so you guys can get it, and we'll go from there. Who's your favorite Uma Musume? I actually don't know, because I've actually not played it. I know it's really cool, but I haven't done, let me look at this. I mean, the only problem I have with religion is that when it affects other people's opinions, that's my always issue. Like, no offense, if people couldn't tell by the fucking history of me and all the shit that I've gone through and the kind of person that I am, no offense, there's kind of at least one big religion in America that keeps trying to erase people like me, and that's not fucking cool. In my opinion, I think religion is bullshit, but I am willing to respect those that practice it because it gives them some sort of faith and heals it, as long as it's not inflicting on the, rights of other humans, which is a problem in a lot of religions, I think. Although part of my family, an extension, one side of my family, a particular part was, Jewish, though, which is an interesting thing to learn about. It's kind of cool to go to, like, Passover and shit and see stuff there. Well, Hanukkah, sorry, because I've only been to Passover once, which was interesting to actually do. Let me make sure everything's fucking loading. Wish I could express my thoughts on a certain religion, but I don't want people to shout at me. If it's the one I'm thinking of, because it's stupidly large in my country, I know exactly what the hell you're talking about, Kunai. Oh, normally I can't catch you. It's the norm for her streams nowadays. Yeah, Rebel. What the fuck are you doing here? You stopped playing Uma Musume to come watch me? Alright. So, I did want to say there's no, custom flares or shit on this. This was long before any of that, so we're stuck with the default bad headlights, basically. So... So this is also where DTM's bell actually originated from. I know people say it's a terrible bell, but it actually came from Woody. But it was different. Hold on, where's the yard lead I have to... Okay, I have to cut down the... Okay, I know where to go now. It's not Buddhism or Judaism. Oh, I knew that. Those are not the two most prominent in America, so I know it's not that you're talking about. Because those aren't causing problems. Bell and horn actually sound good, though. The headlights... Yeah, the headlights are the original ones, because this is, G-Trex's Jeep 40 model. Alright, loco brake. We gotta go that way. And open that But no, we can fit in there. We can fit in there. That's fine. Those balloons stealing the show. Yeah. I'm happy with them. I wish it wasn't all headlights on at the same time. That annoys the fuck out of me. I don't like that. The one I'm talking... I'm gonna start with the one I'm talking about is Islam. We have a lot of... What? Okay, you threw me a curveball there, Kunai. What the... I know, it'll make you friends in yard service. Yeah, I know. No, I like them to just being silly. Oh, I know. Some of these Roy stuff models are way too... Portland Terminal is... God, it's so fucking weird how old it is. It's like 2013, I think. And I looked through the manual, and there is a known list of fucking issues with the route that G-Trax and Michael Stephan released this shit with. Like it literally says in the manual, and this is literally in the manual when it was released as payware for like $30, it says, do not use the dynamic brakes on the E7, it will crash the game. No fix was ever released for it. They knew it was fucked. Alright, yard ladder wise, am I correct on this? Oh, I'm still in the frog, aren't I? I was hoping not have to deal with that. There we go. The weird sound for switches. Alright, so we have to go up that lead. Which cut is ours? Rigby 53. Okay. So that one. No, I don't want to go back to the top end yard. I think we're lined for it. Someone would end up using the... I know, it's... Alright, let me read this chat real quick, because it's going a little bit... In other words, we have ship border control. Okay, you bring up it... Saying the religion was Islam, that's throwing me for a loop. I thought we were talking about Christianity, because I have a lot of fucking problems with that. I mean, the UK has a lot of problems where they're not really doing... Where they're trying to fucking erase trans people, just like we are here in the US, so... That's a fucking problem, too. But I won't get into that now, because it's going to take a long time. Let me just read the... I feel like I missed a comment. Let me read through this real quick. This is certainly a chat for the ages. The bell... I feel like I need to clarify. The bell is... Yeah, no, it's a skill issue then. Yeah. I don't... So, I talk with Woody. Apparently, if I fuck with the simulation bin, or I think... the engine bin, I could probably fucking fix the dynamics and actually remove them, because I think Woody said E7s don't even fucking have dynamics. So why the fuck is it there? If I can cut that out, I'll release a bin mod that's just a simple replacement that should just mean you don't need to fucking have the dynamics anymore. Because then you won't be able to hit the button and actually crash the game. When we get out on the mainland, you'll be able to get more of these sounds. It's more the end. I don't think there's rolling sounds. There's also a couple different horns. The one on the Pan Am one is it's bad, but it's deliberately bad. Like, it's the worst Nathan M3 to ever exist. It's somebody holding their hand over their mouth trying to make the funny fart sound that they did back in, like, the 2nd grade, but amplified to a tuba that's duct taped to a megaphone that's falling out of a helicopter. I'm gonna be in and out of the stream bit busy after big work day, go figure. Yeah, you had a lot to do today, hon, and things were interesting, so. so I guess I'd figure, so I'm not gonna, so the title of the stream was not entirely misleading. I'm gonna make that really clear. Because I feel like I'm more open about talking about certain things because, for fuck's sake, I'm a 31-year-old woman. What the fuck else you want me to do? So pretty bad, got it. I'm gonna check your DM if you need a happy picture. Yeah, it's like it's deliberately fouled, the M3. It's just, I had to change it right away because I hate it. I just didn't change it before the stream. Like, I really do want you guys to be able to have this pack because it means that, and it also fixes, it also replaces sounds on a lot of other engines. I think Soldier Summit, SP, Donner Pass, and a couple other things that have 645. Right, do we actually couple? I can't remember if I have automatic coupling on. Oh, I do. Thank you, fucking goddamn Plato, coupler physics, joy. And then I gotta cut out. Wait, what am I cutting out? Not 9, 8. So cut out you? No, cut you in. Cut you out. Is that not it? Well, hang on. Let's yank and see what it wants. See if that's exactly what it wants or not. Doing stream could go 0, fuck, mock, fuck, real quick, or don't tempt me. You don't have permissions to enter my channel. That's why I created this channel, because of people like you. Don't try this, Rebel. Would make an interesting top. So, yeah, I'm sorry I'm distracted. I'm trying to get this fucking instruction to work, because it seems not very responsive. Marshal these at Rigby 53. Okay, well, we marshaled them. Did we not? Okay, oh wait, how many cars did we have to marshal? That's what we need to pay attention to. So let's go to F4 HUD and look. What car are we cutting out? Of course it doesn't fucking tell me, because why would it? My guess is it wants me to pull ahead. Here, now you guys will hear the rev up a little bit. Now I gotta drag these. Great Electrical is by ironically love the variety names you get on those routes cars. Yeah, alright. Well, once marshal instructions might be broken, actually. They shouldn't be, but if it's saying it wanted something uncoupled, does it want me to stop here? Hang on. Oh, it probably wants me to pull up? Hang on. The marshal instructions seem to indicate... Oh, fuck. Hold on, I gotta restart this. I gotta go with the other... I have to long hood forward. Fuck me. I remember the engines sound pretty good. Yeah, they're actually pretty nice. It's either a hopper or a boxer, but still have no clue why a 60s PRR car is included. Good fucking question, actually. I need to pull up the manual for this shit and figure out what the fuck was going on. Why does it acting like I don't have control? Oh, there we go. Oh, right, I forgot it. I set it so that the controls won't bleed in when I'm... Okay, we're gonna go with headlights off so I don't blow my fucking brains out. Yeah, so this is the original bell that DTM has been using forever. It's actually something, as far as I know, that Woody, like, recorded. And DTM has just used it for everything. Some, like, cab squeaks and things. Did it glitch out? Oh, it looped. Does fit a 38 to be fair? Yeah, Dutch supports this classic to consoles. Okay, no. That would be interesting because I know how bad the game engine is and how hard it was for them to just recode the core. Oh, fuck, that would be so terrible. Putting TS has a hard enough time running on a PC of any kind, let alone, oh my goodness. Here, yeah, when we go to do our marshalling instructions, I'm gonna go look up what it wants us to do in a minute, because I swear... Wait, let me look at the other instructions. Where does it want me to go? 14... That's not 14 miles. Wrigley's not 14 miles long. What the fuck is that instruction? Oh yeah, there's good flange wheels. Yeah, no, but I'm sorry it's been like 5 minutes since I got off topic. The title of this stream is not misleading. Like, listen, I work 5 to 6 days a week depending on the week. I'm on, like, multiple fucking... Wait, did I take them today? Hold on, I'm a fucking idiot. I have to go take my estrogen. Hold on. Give me, like, 1 sec. I forgot something. For those who didn't already know, but for those who did know, I've been on HRT for 3 years. 3 years, 4 months, actually. Well, it'll be exactly 3 years, 4 months, in a couple days. The reason why I am incredibly lewd, besides the fact that I have a bunch of shit here, women doing women things. Yeah, no shit. Fuck you. Actually, I will at some point, but not today. So I've been dealing with that, and since 2024, around right about now, I've been on progesterone, not just the HRT stuff. For those who don't know what progesterone is, it's literally like the fucking pregnancy hormone. It makes you like fucking feral. Okay, it makes your brain, puts you in the like baby making mode the whole fucking time. I had some other medications that were blocking this shit for a while, so like over this past 6 months, it's finally kicked in overdrive. Listen, I wasn't a ENVTuber before like a week ago. So it's described. Who the fuck? What? I can't read the name because I'm stupid. Hun, who'd subscribe? What does it say? I can't. Whoever this followed, thank you so much. Okay. So, okay, marshal instruction. Wait, so but it gave me a distance over here. Oh, so what's the next instruction? Go via there. Ah, so we are doing long hood. Okay, you know what? That makes so much sense now. Okay, no, I know exactly what we need to do. Whoops, that's on me. Okay. Okay, I see exactly. I'm so used to doing LHF that I didn't even think about it. Do I have cars in my way? Nope. There we go. Now we can have our headlights on. You're welcome. Let me swap to Twitch. Yeah, thank you for following. Okay, so unlike a lot of like VTubers that are always literally just shaking their tits and doing things for views, I'm not really like I don't do just chatting streams really, just because I've at least when I did my very first one, it didn't seem like anyone was really interested, but that's probably because my model wasn't sexy enough. For those who remember the first 3D model I had, cute, but I don't know if it was considered sexy. Second one was cute too. This is the only one that I can consider sexy / lewd. Thanks to VTuber Shop Kawaii on Etsy for making it. I didn't commission it, I just got it. So it all came preset and everything. Let me get my spreadsheet. So, a lot of what I'm more open to is, especially those who have been on my Discord server, I'm a lewd bitch. Listen, I'm not doing the. I'm a grown ass woman at this point. So like, what the fuck? No. So I don't deal with the fucking teens. I don't do. I'm not in the old crowd of like fucking around with people that were like, in their like 1920s or whatever the fuck that I used to like, be the in crowd with like fucking 6 years ago. So then I get that I realized this over time. Sex is not essential to a healthy long-term relationship. You can have it without it. I mean, there are asexual people that have gone for forever without engaging in something like that and still had a really worthwhile relationship. But for me, it's kind of essential because it's genuinely stress relieving. I know it's such a cliche ass thing to say, but it is. Literally, all the things that happen at the end of sex that your body does are things that, like, releasing endorphin, it's stress relief. It's literally scientifically proven for this shit. So, I mean, if you couldn't tell by my fucking model, like, I'm literally wearing some of that similar shit right now off stream. No one's home. I'm alone in this fucking apartment now. I have fucking purple and black stripe arm warmers. I got a fucking corset on. I got one of my cute ass, like, thin black dresses. I got fucking pink and green, like, thigh highs with black stripes. So I look like I'm literally looking like I'm wearing fucking thigh highs from Callie and Marie from the Squid Sisters. And I got fucking tiny little, like, stiletto, like, half stiletto boots. And, like, a choker with like, a little pink choker and shit. And, like, eyeliner and black lipstick. No one else can see this shit. I'm doing this just because this is what makes me fucking... This... Yeah. As narcissistic it is, the people say, oh, they get off to themselves. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So, if anyone thought this was going to be nerding about trains and doing the stupid shit like I've done before, no, it's not. No, no, we're not doing that tonight. Oh, wait, can I cross the fuck over? Yeah, we're gonna do that, so I don't have to fuck with this ladder over here. Because that's... Oh, that just fucks me over anyways. Oh, wait, no it doesn't. There we go. I was wondering what the fuck... Oh. Oh, now it's good. Okay. Glad I fixed that. Oh, it's even worse. I remember the graphics of a 40-foot wooden box strip based 1920 spec? Fuck. Like, oh, the ACF. Let me look at this shit real quick so I can fucking... Hold on. Oh, what the fuck? That's the dumb... Really, G-Tracks? Really? Pull up the Twitch here. Oh, the one with the white... Hold on. I decided to be stupid, swap a P5 on ACU, because why the fuck not? P5s can be fine. P5s are nice. PRR box with the white... Oh, what the fuck? Nope, not good. I'll take absolutely fucking not for 500, Alex. What's back of my fucking marshalling? Marshal these balls. Oh, at the top of the fucking yard ladder? That not where I'm lined? That it? Oh, hold on. Am I? Be that one. I have to look. Yep, it is. Okay. There we go. Have you seen my site? Yep. I've actually beaten it with Casey. Or even better, there's no number. But if anyone's wondering, Harry, where are you going with all this? What are you doing? Let's put in perspective how fucking fun this is. I've been fucking someone for almost 5 years straight now, and it's the most fun shit I've ever done. I don't... If you've never had it, and you're with a partner, and you want to, get some good communication, do some shit, set the mood, you can literally, as Project Melody once said, you can literally never have enough lube, or you can literally never have too much lube, and just go at it, because holy shit, it is fun. And I guess I'd say this. I don't know, for those who know about my current body and everything, and my current situation, I know this is gonna get lewd, but I don't give a fuck. This is my stream, and this is the kind of shit that I always do. I don't have, did I just lose my stopper? Literally on my dress? For these fucking earrings. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I got it. False alarm. I'm just coasting, by the way. I'm not running away. I'm watching this as I literally take my earrings out because they don't fit over the cups of my headset. Plus we're at prototypical coupling speed, so inhale my ass. What an RS2 of an ACU? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh god, that's terrible. Don't... Did I choose the wrong track like a fucking dipshit? I did. I need to do a different scenario, because I'm bad at this. Okay, they actually did program in the proper throttle delay. I forgot that the physics get adjusted in this too, not just sounds. An RS2M is fine on certain things. On an ACU, who hurt you? I didn't do it. Someone told me to. Well, tell them that Mama Yuri asked them what the fuck is wrong with them. But I feel like I need to explain this for those who didn't know. Unlike most women, I don't have a choice of where you get to stick it. I don't have multiple choices. So, I have to do things in what some people would call the hard way. Because that's quite literally... Was I looking at the wrong... Well, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption if I got this wrong. That was correct. It's just... No, that's not correct. Oh, you're misleading as fuck with that icon. Fuck you. No choice is all. Yeah, I don't have a trust. They run drugs. What'd you expect? That's fair. I don't have a choice, so I do. Everyone says do the dirty, whatever the fuck it is. I have to deal with doing what some basic ass white bitches call the hard way, which is only hard if you don't fucking take a second and think. Uh, we're gonna be showing you this, showing references to these cars like we did in the 6. We'll wait till the Jeep 60 comes out. You can do the same shit. So doing it the hard way, and okay, the only difference between doing fucking women the easy way and the hard way is that one of them, I don't know if people figured this out. I'm just going to use regular lewd ass terminology you'd find on DeviantArt. The entire point of pussy is it's meant to take a pounding. They literally can. Genetically, they're fucking designed for that shit. Plus, the vagina technically has some properties that kind of repair itself if there's slight tears and everything. Your ass doesn't have any of that, which is one of the reasons why people say they're afraid to do it. Yes, because if you do it wrong, you do fuck things up, and it can really fuck you up for the rest of your life, or put you in the hospital or something if you tear something. But if you use lube and you don't try to fucking pile drive the thing like we're in fucking. Why am I even explaining this? I feel like I have to explain this though, because there's going to be people in both my generation and in Gen Z that think that it's like the fuck some of the like. Well, I shouldn't even say it because most of the porn source filmmaker actually does things the proper human normal way. But also Twitch, don't give me shit because this is just this is the regular shit that there's literally the reason it says mature audiences on here. The single. Oh, that boxcar. I see it. Yeah. That has to be the right marshalling instruction. Did it want? Hold on, I gotta read this fucking instruction again. To load refrigerator cars at the yard, they're part of a longer consist on Rigby 51. You'll first have to move the 9 flat cars up. So the marshalling instruction actually takes place on the wrong track. So it's there, but it's actually talking about a different track. I'm gonna restart this again because I see what it wants. I thought I read that correctly, but I must have fucked something up somewhere. I'm an idiot. I forgot what marshalling instructions are because they're kind of before my time. But what we know what to do now will be faster, so it's actually easy because I know exactly just what I'm gonna do now. Pull out. Yeah, you know we'll go right to the top end. That's fine. But for people who are like wondering, yeah. So if you just do it right, you start slow. The other thing is that you have to stretch your muscles. You can use toys, you can use the finger technique, anything. Just don't rush it. Rest of that, it's all. I think it was the Lewd cast that Project Melody did a couple years ago, which I told Casey to watch originally before we started doing stuff full time. Which was literally the rule is, regardless of what you're doing in sex, you can never have too much lube, because having too much does not affect anything negatively. It just means things are more slippery. Outside of that, what the fuck is that caboose? I had to stop talking about anal sex for a second so I could look. What is that? What the fuck is that? It's like a fucking back. What is this shit? 28. Unbranded. Like, what the fuck? I talk about lewd shit, the audience goes, yeah, that's the whole fucking point. Wait, this doesn't have gauge lights, because it's fucking ancient. Oh, that's so annoying. Unbranded BNSF, I don't fucking know why I would have included that. Pan Am doesn't use Caboose. Yeah. But for those who understand the reason why I do this, I'm more open about these things, because the difference is people on the internet just see who I am. They don't see the actual girl behind the camera. And I'm more comfortable about these things because I've had more time to experience things and actually talk from experience about things. I don't think it's DTG US assets. I think it's from... It could be, but I don't think so. Let me pull up the penis terminal route PDF right now, because I think I can find out right away, because I have the directory right here. Manuals, I think it's just called Portland Terminal? Or is it titled G-Tracks? Of course it's not titled G-Tracks, because that would make fucking sense. Portland Terminal User Manual. What the fuck? The E7 Stick Cowan... Bjorn Centergram made the Jeep 40 like shell. The rest, I guess, is G-Tracks. Look at this really quick. The low poly freight cars. Looks like that might be Michael Steffen that's the problem for that. Even known issues. Oh my god, there's a whole fucking list of this shit. This came out for Railworks 2, and it's... Doesn't even fucking say in the manual. It doesn't even say. I'm reading the goddamn manual. He doesn't even have like pictures of what's in there. He just lists shit. What are the known issues? Portland Terminal has a high scenery density in some places. Frame rates will be low along Commercial Street and Old Port, as well as Rigby Yard, where it's popular with rolling stock. It's especially true if your field of view is in the same general direction as the street or the tracks. You can improve frame rates by viewing the train sidelong. The maximum length of a traffic management car sponsor is 1,024 meters. In places you will see cars popping in and out of view. Whenever possible, I've tried to disguise this. Cloverleaf interchanges don't have it. The E7 cab is alias to the default F7 cabin related audio, because that makes fucking sense. Do not use the E7 dynamic brake. It doesn't work and has been known to crash the sim. What did you fucking... The GP40 cabs are essentially the SD40 cab. They're very similar, except with external geometry and textures to match the individual Jeep 40 locomotives, which does make sense. The SD40-2 is a modification of RS.com's SD4-2, so RSCs. Not even Cougars, the revamped one. Main Central never had any Jeep 40s. No shit, so that's like a fictional scheme. You did some shit about the E7s. Note the route cannot be cloned. I say, fuck you, I'm cloning it. Update for Train Sim 2012. Added projected headlights to all locomotives. Added windshield rain effects to all locomotives. Added dynamic smoke blackening effects to all the locomotives. Converted street lights and other similar lights to point lights. it took that long? Added point lights to oil transfer platform and gas station. Added terrain to more closely match track lofts. I fucking hate lofts. Added full complement of signals at crossover just north of Rigby. Fixed audio for automated grade crossings. Added hose animation to diesel fuel pumps. Revised night texture shaders on most buildings. Revised shaders for linear objects such as railings, wires, and poles. Added a missive glow shader for selected, quote, neon lights. Revisited all scenarios, adjusted as needed. Added 2 more. What the fuck are the 2 new ones? It has a scenario guide, which I should have pulled up, because I need this just to be available for me the whole time. Where's the clam chowder one? Okay, I got it. I see what we're gonna do. Okay, so the marker's actually fucking broken. I get it now. And this route, and that handles this route like nothing. And this route still has, there's still no ground ballast. Yeah, fucking annoying. The reused specific ACL model could boost on clinch field. Oh, that's so stupid when we found that. When we go to pull out of the yard and get on the main and we can get up to like 30 or 40, then I'll really let the throttle loose and you guys can hear the sounds. So, for those who didn't know kind of like my old background, without doxing myself, I've been a VTuber in the northeast of America for my entire life. And for a percentage of my life, I was on Guilford Rail System territory. So engines like these were commonplace. They went by my school technically all the time. So this was kind of what I grew up with. So I've watched these engines slowly get killed off. I had even personal favorites, as Casey knows. All the 5 engines in the 350 family, 350, Big Sis, 351, Old Faithful, 352, Sledgehammer, 353, Angry Goddess, mainly because of the sound of the horn, and 354, Elusive, because the thing fucking kept going to New Hampshire with a goddamn teleportation gun, were like some of my favorite engines. They had some of the coolest horns, were always around. I watched even when the Jeep 35s were still like in their final years and shit. It's weird watching all this stuff disappear. Okay, I think... Which track are we on? Hold on, did I go down the wrong... Okay. So we need this one. Oh, I have to go farther back down. Whoops. Okay. Good, so I am on the right track. Messages today, and we're in... How long is this streaming going on for? Not even an hour. Track is on the way build, the number you want to grab, and it's either first or last on said track. I mean, it should be, but I don't know how accurate that is, considering I don't remember if these are dynamically numbered cars. Hang on, my VTuber track is going to go a little weird. I have to grab something from below my desk real quick while I'm doing this. I gotta throw something in my trash. Yeah, let me fix this. Are the fans animated? I can't remember. Yeah, they are. Low poly, but they are. Okay, let me make sure I actually have this right, because this thing's been fucking lying to me now. So we clear in that yard lead. So that's Rigby 55. We have to go to Rigby 53, which is what it was bitching at me for. Which we should have be lined to. Okay, I think we have it all set now, so now we're good. Hold on, is Discord on? I have to check something. I think we finally got this. I also wanted to mention this, because it's a fucking thing that I hate about Portland Terminal. So the reason it disappeared off Steam is G-Trax somehow, I don't know how this happened, Pan Am somehow got wind that they were in this game. Even though it's not actually Pan Am. That's just the doing business as name, same as the name Guilford Rail System. The actual name, because I actually applied to them once, is actually still Springfield Terminal Railway Company. That's the official fucking name. They just have a different doing business as name because they're fucking assholes. Well, before they got taken over by CSX and are split apart into CSX and B&E. There we go. Coupling at 4. Let me tug real quick. Good. Okay, so we're going to uncouple you. Got it. No, we're not going to save your progress. We should, but now we can really let loose on the throttle. Now you can hear her scream. But my situation's terrible. That's fine, babe. That's fine. I get it. No pressure. Is there anyone in my server that wanted to join? I can't fucking remember. Okay. So we're gonna pull these out and shove them into the next track. Alright. Alright. The loads on these are kind of okay. They're kind of mixed. Okay, so these do have dynamic numbering. Well, at least I'm clear now, so... throw that one back. Ladder sound is really good. Yeah, there's certain sounds in this pack that are real bangers. Now we got a shove. The fighter jet spoiler when you notch up, yeah. Yeah, the textile density on these is not terrible. I mean, it's not great on the loads in some case. Like the tarp is fine. I think like that's okay. I mean, this one. I mean, the load is sideways on this one. No, I think that they're actually kind of decent. I think that overall they're actually like decent flat cars. It's kind of a shame. Because I feel like other routes could have used these and they just didn't. Plus, it's actually, as far as I know, they didn't have the TTX license, so I don't know how the fuck they got away with TTPX when Dovetail couldn't get away with it, but... I'm wondering if it's the fact that G-Trex didn't actually get licenses for these things back then. There we go. Good. I want to kick him. Let's try. Can I couple them though, or is it gonna? Okay, good, good. That's what I wanted. I released the brakes. I actually dumped it. Disconnect from those. Yeah, like, that's weird. There's no reefer cars. It wants me to do things on the wrong track. It says grab the 2 reefer cars. Okay, I got it. We're doing good. So, I want to say it's a 50-foot by TTX Time Uncommon. Shout out to the wood grain. Yeah. Wood grain's nice. I can't remember the last topic I was getting on before we got on to stuff about G-Tracks. It was lewd shit, I think. Oh, sexual stuff. That's what it was. Okay. So once we have this, okay, that switch stand needs to go. I feel like I just nerd out about things too much, so I feel like I never get to express the other side of me, and I feel like I'm a bit more open to that. Not fully, but it's the internet. But I don't know. I feel like I'd heard about these things for forever. Whether you're a girl or not does not matter because this thing doesn't charge. But I always, how many people here that are full-grown ass adults have ever heard of the magic wand? Raise your hand. I don't know how to do that in chat. I don't know if there's even a raise your hand emoji, like a thumbs up or the fuck. But anyone who's ever heard of the Hitachi magic wand, raise your fucking hand. Because genuinely, for the longest time, I thought it was like a fucking myth. I was like, oh, they're just all generic assholes. I didn't realize it was an actual thing called that. Uh, That's to say, because it has multiple settings on it, the high and low, if you have a bottom drop, like hopper car and O scale HO that has very fine loads that comes out of it, just put one of these magic wands next to it and set it on the high and just shake the rest of the shit out of there. Let me look at my DMs. What the fuck are in my... Hold on. What is in my DMs? That's a good idea. You got it. Hey, hon, can you find out if that, the person from earlier that was comparing me to... The one who was calling me a degenerate in words that makes me sound like they wanted to be, a novelist, but they may have flunked out of, creative writing. Could you... That's not meant to be an insult, that's the creativest way I can describe... What was her name? Yield... Ye Old Sea Witch. I like the name, but what the fuck? Okay. Okay, so the thing I'm looking at in my DM, that's such a... Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. So, who here has... I know that you guys are fucking watching. It says 6 of you, so I know that I'm not fucking lying here. Of course, the fucking YouTube side of things doesn't show the viewers on my stream deck, because why would it? That would make too much sense. There we go. Now, give it good. Easy. Alright. Now it said to only take these two. Let's get some brakes on. So a new fun topic, because I'm lewd as fuck and I have to do this. Who has been to Taco Bell in like the last fucking, I think like 3 months it's been? Maybe it's a bit more, maybe, might have been 4. Who has seen the, Mountain Dew Baja Midnight. Has anyone drank that shit? Has anyone tried that? Yes, hun, you count as one person. Thank you. For anyone who's never had that shit, it's a limited time. I think it's limited time, but I don't know when they're gonna discontinue it. It's sort of like how Baja Blast was temporary before. I hope it becomes a permanent flavor, but it is a dark purple. So, to which I casually described, while Casey and I were eating Taco Bell at one point, just casually described as I grabbed one in my car and said, "Good, I've always wanted to drink Goth Girl cum." To which he kind of went, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I went, "Look at the color." I was like, "I'm sorry. Did fucking..." I was like, "When was the last time you saw a Goth Girl come clear? We're not dealing with Fabuloso here, motherfucker." That's the proper... I mean, that's... I refuse to call it anything else. Oh, Baja Midnight. Fuck you. To which I made... There's like 2 versions of regular Baja Blast. There's one that has like another, like thing mixed in with it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Did I fucking fix my shit? There we go. Of course, not Taco Bell exclusive. Well, yeah, but I mean, I call it that because that just makes, I don't know, it feels more. Sorry, but for the amount of shit that us goth chicks get up to, that feels like a more valid color for certain substances than white or clear. That's just my 2 cents. I know I completed the fucking instruction. It never gave me a tick box. Hold on, I gotta read. Did he fuck up when he made this scenario? Oh no, hold on. I gotta look at this. Something might be weird about this. Oh, okay. So it doesn't give tick boxes for things like that in marshalling. Okay, that makes sense. I think we're waiting on a freight train, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we are. Okay. Well, it said we were, but I don't see one. Oh, there it is. So we did do it right, because it was waiting on us. If it drips greenish Baja color, call a doctor. Yes, if your goth girl is coming green, call a fucking doctor, because there's actually something wrong. I'm no medical professional, but I fucking do have a goddamn clue. Overspeeding. Fuck you! It feels weird. That red is for me, right? Is it? Wait. Hold on. Double check. I have green over red. What track is he on? Oh, the freight. I have to move. Okay. So I got the switching done quick is the thing. So as long as the dispatcher doesn't... Okay. There we go. Alright, is it giving them... Did you sail through without... Hold on, what's your power? 321, 335, and... Sledgehammer? Did the AI just run a red? Now we can open the taps up a little. Got 7 miles to go. This is better than TSW 6. Yep. Okay, what other weird shit can I talk about? Oh, yeah, so I have a magic wand. They actually work. They work well. What else am I talking about? Oh, I started getting laser surgery. I was supposed to have my second appointment for laser hair removal for certain parts of my face, like, today, but they canceled an hour in the... It was like 7 in the fucking morning. I'm like waiting to leave getting ready to leave in a half an hour, and they're like, oh, by the way, staff emergency, we gotta reschedule. I'm like, bitch, I just waited a month for this fucking appointment. What the fuck? So I'm pissed about that. Put some music on in the background. Who's playing Pragmata? I don't... okay, let me look at this. What do I even have in my music library that I can put in that isn't copyrighted? I think that's the most difficult part. I don't really have much immediately. Wait, that's not true. I have the whole Ride to Hell Retribution soundtrack. Let me turn this down, though, because it's gonna get loud. I'm looking right now to make sure. If my media thing even works, which it might. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Put it on random. There it goes. This is the soundtrack from Ride to Hell Retribution. I think you can get it on Amazon Music still for, like, digital. There's somewhere else you can get it from. I can't remember where I originally got it. Oh, I guess that's another thing, because I can talk about my personal things in my life. So, for, those who didn't know, because I played Star Stable for the past couple of years, well, the game has some issues that's making it difficult to load. Oh my god, fuck that bell sound, but it's better than anything in Virtual New Haven. Hun, shut the fuck up. Okay, go charge the phone, let me know if I missed anything cool or needy. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so I have done, not professionally, but at times in my middle school life, and I did, I think around 5th grade, and fuck, I presume 7th grade, might have been 8th, I think, I can't remember exactly. I, did some horseback riding thing. One was going to a thing that I do every, like, week, where it was, like, once a night, and I do training stuff. I think, like, Stillwater or something. The other one, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but was a horse camp that I go to, like, every day for several weeks. I can't remember even how many weeks it was. In the summer. I was more interested in trains at the time, but the lessons I learned from there were important, because my mother, Wolf Mama, later I have 2 Wolf Mamas. Bio Wolf Mama is what we'll call it, the biological one that I have. Bio Wolf Mom, had for a retired racing thoroughbred for a good chunk of her life. Not like winning anything like the Preakness or, you know, the Belmont or Kentucky Derby. They're smaller circuits, but was a racing thoroughbred that had been retired, named Josie. The track name was Joe Mama. That's not a joke. Because this is long before the pun really came out. Lovely horse. And I've only ridden her a handful of times, maybe like 2 or 3 in my life. Lovely horse, but over time, and since I've been playing, SSO, Casey here has slowly corrupted me into getting back into more into being an old horse girl, and now that I'm an adult and can kind of do things more on my own without any sort of parental influence, I'm thinking more about it. I feel like he might be onto something. So what I recently picked up last weekend was I went to a tech store, the closest one I could find, which is was a good one with this older lady that I really like, who helped me get gear. So the goal is, if I can get like a riding day somewhere, or find a place that will let me not get my own horse necessarily, but ride theirs when need be, and I can just pay for board, I would presume. Yeah. That's such a cute little, like, bridge. When we come back on the way up, we'll get a shot of it. I'll have to remind myself. But I went and got some gear, so I now have riding pants, a legit-ass riding helmet. I had one when I was a child, but that won't fit me anymore. And legit-ass riding boots. I don't really... socks kind of don't really matter as much as long as you have comfy ones. Thinner socks are kind of better. No, I don't have, like, a saddle or anything to really practice with. And I don't have... I don't do riding with, like, crop or anything. And I don't have spurs, because the place that I just had didn't really have much. I didn't buy anything else, but, oh, I got little, like, gloves, because I like having grippy gloves. Plus, these are pants that are, like, basically, like, is it nylon, I think it is? Something like that. Not spandex, but something like that that's a very comfy set of pants that have grippies down my thighs, all the way down to my calves, down to, like, the center, and then up underneath, up to kind of on my butt, so that you have full grip on a saddle, which is something you need depending on what you're riding. If you're doing, like, especially if you're doing, like, show jumping, you need something that, if your ass is gonna leave the seat for a second, you need something to make sure the rest of you fucking stays put. That is just easier to post if you have something that just fucking allows you to kind of stick to the saddle and kind of post up and down when you're doing anything above a walk, like trot, canter, gallop, all that shit. Or like trail riding, show jumping. You wouldn't really need it for dressage. If you're racing, you would need it. There's some other fucking thing that I can't, for the life of me, remember. It's another event. Oh, for barrel racing, absolutely. These are comfy, lightweight. I mean, but I have these, like, 4 things now. Thanks to some birthday money. Thanks, Mom. So I bought those, and it's just a cool thing because, like, I was never a big horse rider, but the longer I've been, I feel like it might be a good thing to, like... I feel like if I had a place to go, it would, first of all, it'd get me the fuck out of the house, because usually when I'm at home, in my spare time, if I'm not reading fan fiction and not being a fucking gooner, I'm spiraling. Because it requires so much mental energy to get the fuck out of bed after a long-ass work shift of 10, almost 12 hours. You want to get up and you fucking load up PS. Because you get out of bed, unless I have music in, I don't have enough motivation to not want to, like, jump off a bridge. That's a good shot. If only the headlights didn't suck. Well, that's a nice shot. Let me get one for my desktop. There we go. That's really pretty. Thumbnail right there. Yeah, that's what I should... That's perfect. That should be the next thumbnail. That's fucking awesome. The reflection cuts off. Oh, that's not good. What's that? Let's get a fucking Trains magazine, like... What song is this? Because this is a really good one. Scuffle Shop. Good. That's a neat little bridge. Why it has a dirt texture on top of it? That doesn't... That should be wood, fam. Yeah, that one's not as great, but there we go. How many models do we have? It's actually we didn't complete it, but that's a load of shit. Go a ways. Alright, notch it up. Oh, that's something unrelated, but on the previous topic. Where I started as a meme. We were watching Cooper Show or something. Those who know in the comments when I started will know what I'm about to joke about. I now call Baja Blast just Octolink Cup. Because it's green, it's not sanitized, wink, but what the fuck else am I supposed to call it? Yeah, it's Nitro up in there. We're doing fine. That's the thing, I need to look through the manual. As far as I know, it didn't even say that most of these brands were licensed, so... No, it's products. We have to pick that one up. Looks like we have to couple these. That's 884. Okay, so we hook these up to that. And then I guess we go back home. Okay. I'm not great at breaking this. I'm so used to, like, actual breaking. Then I'm not normally talking about as many topics. Alright, let's make sure our switches are lined. There we go. Okay. So it looks like we're gonna hook these to it. Oh, we're taking the boxcar back with us. Okay. Hour and a half, and I've already covered a lot of topics. I don't want to say this because it's a gender neutral thing. And I feel like people, I hate the alpha males with the guys that have so much like internalized homophobia that like certain things that are just actions are considered gay, which is like the stupidest fucking thing to me in the world. I don't really care what your orientation is, what your sex is, what your gender is, any of that shit. Every person in the world should have tried anal at least once. And just make sure you do it right. Because, honestly, your first time with it kind of determines whether or not it's good for you. Well, unless you have someone that doesn't fucking communicate properly as a partner. But it's an incredible feeling when done. I mean, it's a trust exercise in a way. You have to really trust that someone's going to do it right, which is... Right? Yeah! Perfect. Okay, so we're going to shove this out here, shove these two back in, and then run around. Okay, I see. We're going to have a long journey. I see. Alright, drag it out. That should be good enough. You only need to work, like, right here. That's the slack. There we go. old sound. There we go. Also, I found this out. I know it's been a meme, but it's actually a helpful thing. Especially for my trans girlies. If you're trying to do voice training, sex is actually one of the best ways to actually practice just determining what you sound like if you really try your hardest. Because the sounds you normally make in bed are probably some of the most feminine noises you will ever make in your life. I know this because I've done it myself. The pitch you hear now is me genuinely trying. I can't do this on a regular basis. I can't train. I haven't done enough training or done legit training to even get my brain to remember this. I just have to remember to do this every time I want to talk. I have to manually exercise. It's not second nature. But in bed, the fucking noises I make just unconsciously are the most womanly things I've ever made in my entire life. It is a wonderful thing to actually try and... I mean that not even meaningly. Sex is a perfect way to do voice training. Because that's like the highest pitch and like, I guess the most like deepest, the most extreme extent to what your vocal range is going to be, unless you're like a singer. So it's actually a helpful thing. I should also mention, it doesn't have to be sex. Just, well, not scientifically, but at least that's how it is for me. Because almost consistently, at least. Again, this gets too lewd, but you signed up for the 30-year-old woman, the horny goth tricks extreme that has three G40s on the thumbnail. What do you expect? I'm not talking from like a scientific thing, so there's no general scientific basis behind what I'm saying, but at least for me, especially like if you're hitting the G-spot or something, the noise is the thing. People that make noise in bed, provided I'm not fucking panting the whole goddamn time, everyone has, under genuine levels of sexual pleasure, moans to some degree. There are exceptions, but at least for me, that's kind of how it feels like the most level of femininity that you'll have, because in the average conversation, or your average day-to-day talking you're always going to be doing, you're not going to be hitting those pitches. Hold on, can I get this on the platform? I'm going to get the door on. A little bit more. There we go. Good. Set a handbrake. A couple. Yeah, I've always found it as like, and again, it's not like everyone makes all feminine noise. It's obviously different if you're a guy. But for trans women, it's kind of, because you're already feeling that, I don't know, you're already feeling the correct gender at that point, and sex can be really validating for that. It feels more natural to sound like that. That, I don't know, when your body, when someone, I think this even goes for guys. Like, it's one thing for women, for cis women hitting, you know, their G-spot, but hitting the G-spot for trans women who haven't gotten SRS, and just guys in general, even NBs, if you have a prostate, that is an incredibly sensitive thing if you hit it in full force. So, I don't know, at least in my opinion. Wait, do I have the right routing? outside of interlocking limits, so what I'm doing here doesn't really matter. I don't need to look for signals or anything, because the last signals were outside, were at Rick. There might be a signal. Oh no, that's the portal right there. It's literally the end of the fucking round, like right over there. It's probably notch up a little, just because we're headed towards it. Yeah. I also want to bring this up because I feel like people that have done the more you know and knowing is half the battle of Captain Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish be wildin'. I guess another thing I bring up, this is a kink thing, but I think it's also just an important thing. I feel like it's a thing that I wish more people would talk about this because it's a thing people should not do. Anyone who's ever heard the term autoerotic asphyxiation, don't do that shit. The whole point is that your brain has this weird ideology that cutting off the oxygen supply to your brain kind of makes you lightheaded, and when you climax, it does this weird cloudiness to your brain, which is supposed to be like the most pleasurable feeling on earth. But the problem is, it's extremely dangerous, and you will most of the time suffocate and fucking die or pass out. It's dangerous as fuck. And I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is that, especially for people who do stuff like leash play, so if you have like a collar and a leash, make sure it's not one of, obviously I know that, like, I have a leash and collar that my friend Dakota made for me. She does stuff for a leash. She has a thing called Custom Love Pets online. This isn't sponsored by her. I have a store code, but she does stuff for actual like rescue dogs. You get leashes and collars, custom made and everything. She does it all on her own. But again, she doesn't, as she's told me, she doesn't differentiate. If you want to buy the stuff for yourself and send it for your dog, she does not care. She's, you know. But when you're doing that, always make sure you're paying attention to what the fuck is going on with your partner. If it genuinely sounds like they're fucking choking, let go. Like, and also don't have it be, if you're ever getting a leash and collar, do not have it be the ones that when you pull on the leash, it makes the collar tighten. Because you're not trying to, like, wrangle a Great Dane or something. It's a different, thing. So don't, you know, I should change the brake rules so I can actually fucking see what I'm doing. Clear back, fucking, 10 feet? Put her forward. Okay, good. There we go. Away we go. But just make sure you're not choking your partner. It's an important thing. As I guess I'll say openly at least a little bit because I have one. It's really well created. It's very sturdy. It's useful. Honestly, if I had my own dog, I would use it on them just a lot because it's really sturdy and it's actually really good. I'm trying to find it. I found my collar, but I lost the leash. I think it's in the back. Welcome aboard. You know me by Kelly and Trixie. I'm assuming you know me from either my Discord server or TS American DLC. That's what I'm presuming. But I have those things, and I have definitely done the whole idea of yanking on one, which is like a momentary show. But that's different because at the very least, that's a communication thing with your partner. Like you're telling your partner when you do that, or certain things. So it's more, you need to have communication with things like that. The other thing, this just goes for everything. Whether it's like the most basic, bitch texting or whatever the hell you're putting. If my headlight fucked, there it goes. And this goes for everyone. This is like a safety thing that, like, I shouldn't even have to explain this because it's the most common shit that people forget this. Anything you're doing that has some degree of risk involved, have a fucking safe word, okay? And the point of a safe word also needs to be, it needs to be a word that kills the fucking mood, so it gets your brain out of that mind space so that you know that you need to stop. So have it be a word that definitely fucks up the night, because that's the whole point of it, is that it's supposed to make things jarring so your brain fucking gets out of the mindset. Like, for example, mine is... I can't believe I'm saying this over there. Mine is my most hated Train Sim World American rap. Because it's not a term that would ever be considered sexy. I'm gonna see if anyone from the TSW side of things remembers what route I'm talking about. It's in North America, but it's a place that's only been represented once and never again. And it was, I'll give you a hint, it was a TSW 1 route, and it came with 2 Ds. That should be enough to get you through. But that route was the name that I came up with. I said it as a joke years ago, but I had to use it once before to be a safe word, because it's the same thing as saying when you're on with a train crew over the radio, stop, 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 or in at least in my intermodal company and everything, saying emergency, emergency, emergency over the same. It's the same ideology that it silences the rest of everything, so everyone can just stop and evaluate what's currently happening. The difference is in sex, you're not normally dealing with a 35-ton loaded fucking 52-foot container. But I digress. Little house asset action. I know it's a low poly, but that's kind of cute. I wish there was more to this route, because it doesn't feel... Oh, that's the bridge I want to go to. I want to get a picture of that one. But I need to go light up this fucking... Where the fuck is my whistle post? Oh, this... Take this boxcar back to oh, we're bringing it up to Deeks. Okay. Alright, here we go. This is the shot I wanted to get. So F4 HUD off, pause. Perfect. Oh, that's beautiful. That's thumbnail worthy. That's good. Alright, back on interlocking limits. Not gonna give me an interlocking. Oh. Is this scenario not completable? Did marshalling get broken? Wait, that was not an automatic switch, too. I can't adjust that. Did I fuck all this up? Do I have to do a different scenario? Maybe marshalling got broken in one of the core updates and I just didn't know. If I look down there, I'm supposed to be on the other track according to the marker. Return to Rigby. Yeah, and that's a red. I can't. We have to quit this. I think it's broken. Stopped at 0 out of added. Oh, it's just not completable, I don't think. Fuck, you sucks. Let's see what else we can do, because we're gonna try one of these, and based on the time, let's try one more and see if I can at least get something out of it to see if I can get it to complete, and if not, then we're gonna go run the Wasatch with the U50. Switching. That one's late at night, but that's marshalling only scenario. I ain't fucking with that. This is a freight one. Set up and pick up at Rigby. You know what? We'll do this one because this is a workshop scenario. I'll have to ask chat the American DLC about it. The moment I test, I posted the thumbnail about this route, this thing that says Lewd Tots only day. Literally, the first image I think I got was, what the fuck? What in the fuck? Interesting thumbnail. I'm like, I always post goofy shit. My name is literally Mentally Unstable Callie on TS American DLC. Well, not Sexy Callie, but you get the point. Let me look at this really quick. puts that I have several questions. Oh, someone pinged me on something. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now I can get back to this. Alright, so we have to just do a long-ass run. We're gonna run with these fictional engines. It never fucking existed in this paint scheme, so... New horn, too, so... And we have a heavy train, so we are gonna... You guys are gonna hear... I didn't think about the thumbnail. I think it's what was what you said. I said, it's gonna get weird. I've wanted to do a title like that for a couple months now and do a stream where I literally just talk about unhinged food shit. Because I'm an adult, and the people that are supposed to watch my shit are adults. We're all adults here talking about the shit that just adults normally fucking do. I'm tired of this idea of sex being taboo. I don't think it should be a thing you openly discuss everywhere. It's certainly not family friendly and all that. I get that, but among adults it makes sense. So, you know, what the fuck? So you guys are gonna hear... I'm gonna actually pause the music for a sec so you guys can hear the full notch, because we're gonna go through all 8 notches pulling out of here, because this is heavy. There we go. All in ass. Does this have marshalling instructions? No, these are actual correct, like, pickup and drop-offs. Marshalling is a great idea. It's a thing of just get these in the right place, doesn't matter how you connect them. Which is a nice thing, and it's more open-ended switching. I just don't know if it's completable. Oh, I wasn't... Let them rip. Hold on. Seconds before disaster. As a woman, I can do this without it sounding sexist. Fuck you, cunt! Fucking top looks like shit. So I really need to go on a little rant about this as a woman. So I got, like long, almost like tall-ass cowboy boots, or at least long boots that go, like, up to your knee. I have a pair of those that are my first, like, stiletto ones, where they're, like, kind of high-heel boots. Kind of like more medium heel, but they're the high-heel boots with, like, grippies and shit. These are the ones I can actually comfortably walk in. These aren't, like, the fucking ones that bend down, like, a 90-degree angle you see with, like, fashion shows and shit that are high heels and are, like, super thin. Those will fucking kill me. But, I went through and got them. We did have a Target right across the street, but I have a Walmart. I don't like going to Walmart. I think they treat their workers like shit. I think it's a terrible thing. I thought you were gonna drive through this and talk more about Gex. Yeah, we will. Don't worry. That's a great sign. Anyways, welcome to kind of more Portland Terminal, because it's kind of, for 2011, it's kind of a cool little route. Portland Depot. It's not really touched anymore, so... Well, that, and ever since it got pulled off because of Pan Am's bullshit. The other problem is, we had a Pan Am SD40. It wasn't the worst ever that came with this route, and when Pan Am fucked up everything, we lost the Pan Am D40 and Pan Am SD40 too, and the things that D-Trex gave us in its place was like a fucking, an Alco H660, which is ugly, and they smelly, and they stole my bicycle. I don't fucking know what you want me to say. What was I talking? Yeah, so I went to these little slaughter boots, so I go to the women's, shoe, or, like, boots aisle in Walmart. And if I ever hear this, I always hear this thing from women, from my fellow women, that is, men don't clean up. Here's the thing. My dad has organized chaos on his computer desk. It looks like a fucking mess, but he knows where all his shit is. My mom at one point did do a thing of cleaning a bunch of it out, because she thought it was kind of annoying and her office was kind of in the same room. You would think that's a great thing, but if you don't communicate and make it easy for someone to originally find all the shit where they know it is, it's actually worse for you to clean than if you just left it. If you work with them together on it, that's one thing, but doing it on your own and then making it so they have to guess where all their shit is now in a new location, it's frustrating. But I always hear that men don't clean up. Their things are a pigsty. Listen, my room looks like a fucking crack addict lives in it right now. The depression is fucking hitting me hard and it looks terrible. I'm slowly cleaning it back up. But, I was just thinking, but men don't clean up. They're slobs. No, listen. I go to the women's shoe aisle to pick up these boots, and I swear to fuck, it looked like a war zone. Shit ripped out of boxes, labels gone, just shoes all over the fucking floor. Mind you, not the men's shoe aisle, not the kids' shoe aisle, women's. So I don't know what you ladies are doing when it comes to shoes, but I also went to a JCPenney, saw the same shit in the clearance aisle. These are shoes, girls. We're not dealing in blue meth here. This isn't fucking Breaking Bad. This isn't the kind of, like, shit that, like, you have to have it. It's like crack. It's fucking shoes. I have a collection of shoes myself, and I like them. But I'm not gonna fucking tear shit apart for them. What the fuck? So if I ever hear a woman ever come through and say, men don't clean up, I'm gonna fucking take the picture that I have of that goddamn shoe aisle and show them and say, alright, well this is what you bitches did. So care to explain? You don't get to fucking criticize that shit until you girls clean up your own fucking act. But holy shit, the women's shoe aisle, you ever want to see a proof of that some bitches, that we bitches can't clean up either? Go look at a women's shoe aisle in any fucking store. Looks like a fucking war zone. It's weird that some of these crossings don't have sound. They said they were added. You say you rip 65 and stop. 15 miles an hour into the crossover. That makes sense. Well, there's our first meet. Go for E&M 340. It's not this crossover, it's the next one, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I got it. Hang on. Rigby 65. Good, we lined in. it was ENVTuber, which is around like a little like ENT flag. I should say I've been to Portland 2 or 3 times. I'm trying to remember. For cousins, 2 of my cousins' bar mitzvahs and 2 of my cousins' bat mitzvahs. Mind you, remember, I'm not religious. But when my uncle, who was okay, but he's really not a great person anymore, and my 4 cousins, are all Jewish. So I've been to a double bar mitzvah and a double bar mitzvah. They're interesting. They're kind of cool. Let's say this though, I don't understand a fucking lick of Hebrew. I had the goddamn book that I was reading in front of me where they translate into English, and I still didn't know what the fuck I was reading. Get on this topic again. Alright, tiring off the music to talk about Gex. We will talk about more Gex in a minute. So I figured, I know we all meme this site. I know we all meme it. But the website that's actually been pretty decent at least the only one thing I bought from them. We all meme it, but I know at least 1 or 2, at least out of the like 1.24k subscribers I have, I know at least some of you have these toys. Everyone memes the site because we use it in meme templates, but Bad Dragon, if anyone's ever heard of that site. I've gotten something, I mean, this was years ago. I have it in my cabinet. Won't say what it is, but I got it on, I don't know if anyone found this out, but if it's during Pride Month, you can get whatever you order. I think within most of the items, you can actually get them in rainbow, which is really cool. But I actually looked at like the careers page if you're one of the people that's doing manufacturing. Brother, you get better benefits than most other fucking companies. The only problem is you have to work in Arizona. That's the one fucking horrific downside, because that's the only place they're based out of. But they're actually a decent company. Another one, if you're transitioning, especially if you don't have HRT yet, or you're trying to explore things, or you just like cosplay. Another company, Royner, R-O-A-Y-N-E-R, has a lot of silicone synthetic things that you can wear. Wonderful company. Their stuff takes a while to get made because it's all hand individually made, but once it comes, the shit's amazing. It's especially helpful if you're doing cosplay or if you're trans. I know they say cross-dressing too, which you can, but at that point I consider cross-dressing is really you're just an egg waiting to be cracked. At least, but that's my own personal opinion. That's not a professional opinion. Why am I doing quotation marks? You guys can't fucking see these. Real slip. It's, what the fuck? It's 0.2%! Well, we're gonna climb into, the yard. I can't remember what we're dropping off, and I think we're going to the end of the route. Basically, we need hand track. See, have a tiny little hand tracker, Elite Motion, I think it is. The tiny one, but I never had a way to link it to my chest as we were supposed to. Just having it on the ground. Hand tracking, as far as I know, isn't really a thing for, apparently it's a thing in 2D animation for VTubers. I've never fucking seen it happen. I don't even know how the fuck you would animate it. Because VTube Studio supports hand tracking. I don't know how the fuck you would even do it, because none of my models have support for it. My 3D model has it, but again, we're using, yeah, I don't even remember where my Kinect is. I left my 360 with now an ex-friend back in 2016, thinking I would come back for it, and I never did, and it's probably gone, along with the Kinect. So, but I have one of those little leap motion things. It's fucking pain in the ass to set up because you have to use older software instead of the modern one to get it work. There's a more professional one that has a bigger range that I'd like to get. I guess I just didn't see the appeal for it. Like I have what is it, Samsung Odyssey HMD. I got it used as a gift, but that's my VR headset. That's the only thing I have for hand tracking, but that wouldn't work for VTubing. I mean, it's been bad dragging stuff for a while, but those prices. Yes, the prices are. I believe the other thing that's important with prices is depending on the size you're going for. That's actually pretty important. Because I definitely do know the higher up in size it goes, the higher the price. Like for me, I got a small, just because even with, and they give a frame of reference of a comparison of another object to like the actual, so why is there ground texture up there? That's so fucking weird. That's really, really, really weird. But yeah, the prices. Just go to Spencer's, my GF does. Oh, I go to Spencer's all the time. In fact, I'll bring this up because this is just a helpful thing. Because I literally said you can never have too much lube. Last weekend, I went to, 2 weekends ago, I went to Spencer's, to pick up a little something. I had a little choker that I wanted to pick up, because I had one before, but I actually broke it. So I got a little choker, which is cute, and I got some hair bows that like clip into your hair. I don't remember where the fuck I put those. I need to find those again. But the third thing I got, in addition to this shit, was new lube. Because mainly the lube that I've been using with Casey for like the last 2 years, for a bit we were using, I think it was called Hot Love, H-O-T-T Love, that we got at Spencer's. And there was a version of that that's called the Relaxer. Do not mix the Relaxer with lube. They're technically different things. One was literally that to relax your muscles, but we learned if you mix it with regular lube, it creates a hell of a burning sensation. The Relaxer, I think you're supposed to use its own thing in replacement for lube, especially if someone's really tight. But then, like the last year and a half or two, almost 2 years, we've literally been getting the literal, just in a general bottle, the like $20 like just personal lubricant that like CVS has. Works fine. It's water-based. It works because silicone lube I can't use because most of my toys are fucking silicone. So silicone lube will literally melt them. So water-based is literally the safest. So we've been using that forever. And then while I was looking for new lube, I saw something that said, it's got a funny name. It's called Fuck Sauce. It's the actual product name. I don't remember who makes it. But this one is interesting because it has a bit of lidocaine in it. For those who don't know what lidocaine is, it's kind of what's in, like the stuff, like the burn heal gel that you would use when you get a sunburn. It's a numbing agent. So what this does is, it's not only is it incredibly slippery, it helps numb a little bit. So if you're someone who's pretty tight and has a very, very low pain tolerance, this is a good way to just get started on anything. Yeah, water-based just lasts longer just because it washes off in water, which, unless you're fucking in a shower, it has literally no effect on anything. Yeah, Fuck Sauce, I mean, I have to buy more. It's also just good for, but yeah, we've been using that, and literally the first time we did it, like, I think we've done it a couple times since we got it, and it's been some of the easiest to get started sex I've ever had. I'm always tight, because I'm always fucking stressed out at work. And I don't see my couple, sometimes I don't see my boyfriend for several weeks before I fucking see him again. So, unless I'm using my toys, which I'm not, because I get home at like midnight, outside of, so I'm always tight, because we don't get to do sex as much. So, but literally, usually, when like a couple of years ago, I used to have to either wear like a plug or do something. I'd have to like stretch a little bit before we could do anything because I was too tight and time, it's been easier, especially over the last year, where it's been easier where I don't really have to do that, and we can kind of just... It hurts in the beginning a little bit, and then it's kind of a little rough, but it still works once you get in it. That is... She thought was funny. It is funny. It's got a funny logo and everything. Just the title, Fuck Sauce, is funny. But when we've used it, it's incredibly easy to get started now. And that's... Oh, I knew something was wrong with that model. What the fuck? Why was it like that? It's been like that forever. Yeah, yes, but it works incredibly well. Like, I absolutely would recommend it. Which parts am I dropping off? Drop off those couple to... Oh, we're taking auto racks. Okay. So cut... Okay, I see what we're doing. We're off the yard lead, at least. But it works really well. And I have a toy that I bought at Spencer's... I think it was in February. Had it for a bit, but I haven't used it. It's pretty big. I'm not sure if for chat's sake I should say what it is. I will always just kind of defer to Bad Dragon and the fact that it's similar to something that they have, and this is different because it's not, it does have a suction cup, though, and apparently it works as a strap. But I got one of those. This is something that is the size of... Probably you would think someone of my stature should not be taking. Granted, it hurt a bit, but using sauce on that, normally to do something like that, I would have to go in slowly over, like, the course of, like, a half hour to, like, fit the whole damn thing. With this, in, like, fucking 10 minutes of struggling and shit, I got most of it in, which is not a thing that I would think was possible. I mean, the side effect was that you get really confused if your body's trying to deal with too much pain at one point. It's kind of overwhelmed and things, kind of overwhelm your nerves. But yeah, Buck Sauce, I have to swear by, is saying it's great. And this is a helpful thing for my trans girlies out there. Especially if you've been on T-blockers for like at least a year or so. As you know, because it literally reduces testosterone, your sperm count goes down, there's less working, and the joke of the thing between your legs doesn't really work anymore is not a joke. That's legitimately true. But I found that with that sauce, because if I just try to do things by my own, I can't get anything to happen. But with that sauce, it's because of the lidocaine, it's like this uniquely stimulant. Like, I can't believe your girlfriend got that, because that shit's great. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Like, it's a legitimately great thing. Spencer's is good just also for toys, too, just because shit's more affordable. I think one of the things I wanted to do... Hold on, I have a quote somewhere I wrote to one of my friends. I gotta find this really quick. Said years ago, I'm not coordinated enough to suck dick and do math. Haven't tried doing that together. She got it for me and did it work. Oh yeah, the fuck sauce works great. simply put, because I haven't done SRS, I'm waiting another year to really think about how I am in my life and whether or not I really need to do SRS or not. Because I'm fine with what I have, I just think that it might be better for me overall if I got the surgery. But again, it takes a long time, it's expensive, and it's just, I don't know if it's worth it. However, I mean, I didn't think about that until much, but like, once my T levels went crazy down, because they were going up for the first 2 years of my transition, and it wasn't until like February that I got, last February I got a better dose, and then in August, like, between like August and like fucking February, it like was a nosedive from like the highest testosterone levels I ever had to like below the norm, the like lowest normal levels. So shit I had down below it worked, but with that Lewd stuff, I can, you know, I can still make things work. It's cool. No, but the joke of I'm not coordinating up. There's a thing that Spencer's has. I'm sure you've seen it. Maybe your girlfriend has seen it. It's like a spray that you put like on your tongue or down your throat that numbs your throat, and the whole idea is that it makes it so if you're someone like me who has a really sensitive gag reflex, if you're to blow someone or even try to deep throat, it doesn't make your brain the whole time try to gag or throw up or some shit. So I've been meaning to buy some. Remain coupled to the first 6 lumber flats in train, believe the remainder consoles here for the time being. Switch the 6 lumber bulkhead flats into Rigby 63. Okay. So we're cutting out this. Okay, so we're cutting these out. At least we have the heavy cars up front, so. Okay. You thought about it because he doesn't have great gag reflex too. Yeah, like here's the thing I've done. I usually do the thing of take a deep breath and then plunge straight down for a sec, and that works enough for like a second or two or a few seconds, but then, yeah, having the gag reflex thing sucks. I hate that. And the problem is I tried doing it when I had a friend I talked about things where she was giving me tips on how to, before my partner and I were doing things, we had a friend that I asked that gave me some tips on how do you get better at blowing? What are tips that make it easier to do? And one of the things is practice on a toy if you have one, but I couldn't get most of them down my damn throat, so it was kind of pointless. At least with this I could. And yeah, I just... Okay, well, I'm gonna stop talking about sex for a second, because why do we have auto racks up here? Because, hold on a second, so the only auto racks that I know there are on Pan Am, for the most part, were... They used to be trains like a decade ago. It was NS28N and 287. The loaded racks would come from, I think, like Ohio. And they would go to Sandval in Ayer, Massachusetts. And then the return empty would be 287. It would be always NS power. That's been the only, like, auto rack trains you've ever had. So having auto racks in Rigby is weird because, to my knowledge, there's no reason to send cars down from Canada through Maine that way. And there's no auto plants up in Maine that have a drop-off point to my, you know, I don't know. Most toys aren't realistically the correct length from what I've seen. That's true. I mean, the one that out of the 3 that I have, at least some of the proportions, definitely not something you're gonna find on an average person. So, did I clear that switch? Well, I'm going into. That's Rigby 60? Okay, that is. Oh, because it's every two. The numbers are every two. There we go. These switches like show that they were more like anime. I don't like the switch throw sound. It's so weird. I mean, it's silent in Run 8, but like it's weird in here because it's like it sounds correct in GSW. I remember this was kind of a funny thing. I've always joked about it. The whole sucky thing. I always joked about shit. So, but for like the longest time, it was genuinely a thing where before I transitioned and before I came to terms with myself, even then I went, I wonder what it's like to suck dick. Is it actually as good as I've read in fan fiction or what I've seen in art or what I've seen from other videos or things? The first time I did it, it was literally just like a thing of, I don't even care if I suck at this, I just want to know if it's fucking worth it. And it is. I think it's one of those things, especially for someone with like, I don't have ADHD, but ADD. I think the reason why sex and like blowjobs feel so appealing is you can get into a rhythm, and having some sort of structure or rhythm for ADD people is a really good way to keep us focused on something, regardless of what it is. Like what the fuck is it? I'm trying to think about this. Like, say you're mowing your lawn, you always have, with like us ADD people, you have a set kind of path that you always do every time. That helps you focus. I swear, like, fuck, that dumping sound is either from Run 8 or it's from, I think it's from MSTS. It might be an actual real big hole sound, but I don't think it is. Big hole is the actual term for emergency brakes, because the triple valve for the emergency brake valve is bigger than the other brake valve. So when all the air goes in, it's the biggest hole that all the air exits out of. Yeah, no, but there's like it's sort of like when you're like if you're sucking dick or something, it's like you get into a rhythm. So your mind can just kind of focus on just that rhythm, and you don't have to think about everything else that's going on around you. So in a way, it's kind of like a weirdly, not accurately, but kind of strangely therapeutic thing, because your brain just kind of gets lulled into this pattern. Especially if you do it long enough. And I think the way I described it, about your neighbor. Oh, I live in an apartment complex. I have apartments on either side. The people around me, I mean, these aren't the thickest walls. I mean, if I'm blasting music, my neighbors will hear. I had a neighbor next to me who was nice, didn't speak a lot of English, but had nice TV with surround sound that was loud. So with the bass, I could fucking hear it through my walls and shit. But she always said, well, hey, if you ever need me to turn it down, just text me. Well, okay. There was a guy 2 apartments over blasting music in this fucking neighborhood. Sweet. The neighbor next to me, I can't remember who it is. One is a woman next to me that I don't know about, that I haven't really met. Other guy is an older guy that has like a Dodge Ram truck that is like, really not really that pleasant guy, but the one time I talked to him, asked him what his truck was, he seemed to okay it. But I've been blunt multiple times and he said to me, try stuff out loud, and no one's ever said anything to me. Because again, I'm an adult. What the fuck does it matter? I don't care. I pay my rent. I have a deadbolt on my door. What the fuck else? What was I even talking about? I think this was another fun thing. I used to describe this to my partner. This was a fun, I presume those 3 log flats? Couple those 3 to the back of the crate. Oh. What am I doing? I have to hook back up to my train. Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay. That makes sense. What about the old dude? I'll make anime doll. I don't have one. I don't have that. Oh, that's what I was trying to say. So there's this thing I talked about with my partner, which is one of the reasons why I think sex is so fun for me, especially as someone who's always stressed out and constantly has racing thoughts, which a lot of us, us trans girls deal with it all the time because we already have dysphoria going through our heads all the fucking time. Especially in the early days of transition. But I always get stressed, and one of the things I found out, which is why having, I guess I would skip rough sex, but generic sex, just any, especially if you're taking things from back. The thing that I found was fun, as I described to him, is that it is very fun because if done well enough, what made it nice and stress relieving to me was the fact that every thrust, I called, when I was coming home from a stressful day and shit, we called having wild sex, I called them hard resets. Because literally, it was literally like every single thrust, it was like the fucking wire on a computer monitor dying and the monitor going off and coming back on again. It was like just resetting my brain, so I couldn't focus on anything, which is nice. It means that if you guys are both in rhythm and everything is going incredibly well, and you're like in perfect sync and just going at it, because it's such an overwhelming thing on your senses, you can't worry about the rest of the real world. It's really like a therapeutic, it's a really nice thing for those of us that are easily stressed out. Every time thing. It's kind of what I tried to do throwing plan. Also just because I already love wearing chokers. Chokers are such a fashion item to me. I've always thought they were cool. I like having them. I've always liked the spiky ones. But they just look cool. But having the shit was interesting because it's another thing where it's such a fucking bombardment on your senses for a second. Whatever you were thinking at that time, suddenly just fucking disappears because your brain just goes, well, that was a sudden jolt, let's figure out what the fuck that was. And it's kind of the weird pain pleasure, like, I'm not a masochist, like, I mean, it's very obvious just from the way I talk and how I talk to my partner and how open I've been about it. I'm not a dom. I can dom if need be, but I'm not a fucking pro at it. It's not really my main thing. I mean, I'm getting more into it, but it's not who I am at heart. I've always been submissive. For better or for worse. So it was therapeutic for both of us. Good, because that's really, at the end of the day, I feel like But I also brought this up because sessions do not need to go on incredibly long. I've had sessions that, could, I can count in minutes, but they feel great. The way I've described it, I've even said this to my partner as a golden rule, is it does not matter how long sex takes, how long it is, or how short it is. What matters is that it was enjoyable for both of you. That's the key thing for me, is that it doesn't matter if you have a short fuse and the round is quick. And I always hear that with women that are like, well, men should be able to go forever. Bitch, you think you gonna fucking hold up for 45 minutes? I don't think so. I had some longer sessions because I swap positions sometimes, but I've had some that might have been less, 5 minutes or whatever. But it was the best goddamn 5 minutes of that whole fucking day. And at the end, we both got it. We both had it to, we both had fun. That's what it is in the end. It's one thing if one of you is unsatisfied for certain reasons, but I guess, I don't know. At the end of the day, both, maybe this is just me. Especially those of us that are trans girls, the whole thing of nailing someone's prostate every single time and getting both of you to come at the same time, that's not happening, okay? That's a rare occurrence. I know it happens in fan fiction, and it's really high fan fiction, but it is not a thing that happens commonly. It's just not something that happens in the body. Run Out Gex is fun when you have a theme. Absolutely. I'm not crazy into roleplay. It's not really a thing I ever think about much. But I have had some that take longer because of the theme or the ideology that we're going for. And it works. It works sometimes. Okay, is that... Hold on. Which track are we going to? Oh, wait, we're taking the... Oh, I thought we were taking the empty cars. We're taking the pipes? Okay. Well, because what numbers does it say? Let me look at the car numbers. Did I have these right? Okay. So I have that right then. Okay. I need to make sure. I need to make sure that my shove move is thoroughly protected before I fucking do this. Okay, I am. I'm good. So let it build some amps and just go slow. My roleplay per se, but like not roleplay per se, but like kinks as well. Oh yeah, for certain kinks and everything. Absolutely, we've done that and it's been drawn out. But at the end of the day, it's fun. I literally had, moments that were, yeah, I've had rounds that were 5 minutes, but they were fucking amazing. Part of that is, this might be too lewd to discuss. On HRT, I've been on, hormone replacement therapy for 3 years, but just the estrogen alone from, like, because it redistributes where your body fat goes. Compared to when I started, because my boyfriend keeps track of this, my ass is fucking huge by comparison compared to like what it was before. And I have been able to get someone off without it's 30 because it's that much of a fucking pillow. And that is a thing that I still think is, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I think a lot of people are so used to the idea, because I think mainstream porn kind of ruined it for them, is that everything needs to be long or drawn out or be, I guess, overly romantic or overly intense. And I feel like that's just not accurate. I should mention, well, I won't go into it. I understand what it's like to be hypersexualized. I had shit happen to me too. Well, things up to me. But, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Yeah, but that's the main golden rule. As long as both of you had fun. Like, also, both partners don't have to come in order for it to be good. I can't really do that, so it's usually only one of us, but that works out fine for me. I still had fun. Yeah, I think... Yeah. The other thing, I've never had anyone... I've been with very few people. Just consistently, mostly been Casey. I feel like I shouldn't have to describe. I still feel bad. Oh yeah, like the very first time we did it, this was like over the course of 2 hours that it kept swapping positions. I tried to do a lot, or even with the first girl that I was with, which is now an ex, that was 11 years ago, that I had. Performance anxiety is very much a thing. And that first time with it, I tried so hard to make it so that it worked well for both of us, and I struggled. And I felt terrible, but, you know, in the end, it was okay. I remember I had one, there was a point in time where I was really trying, this was, well, I think like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, because I was definitely on HRT at the time. And kind of having a hormonal overload. And we had done the thing where I put the relaxer in, and thought, okay, that's good. And then we mixed lube in. And we had to figure it out at that point, the mixing lube with relaxer. Recouple your console on radius 65 and proceed south out of the yard. Hang on a second. I was about to say, we don't have... We're fine now. Alright, let's go! Gotta be careful because we're slipping. What's up? But I remember we did that, and so we got partway through and it started burning, so I thought maybe it was fucking safe for it. And I remember being so disappointed in not being able to perform for that. I remember just breaking down sobbing, going, I'm fucking sorry, it's not good. I want to give you a good time. And not realizing that it wasn't my fault. That it was something else that neither of us had figured out yet. But I felt so bad because I like pleasing people, because as much as I don't give a shit about what other people think of me, I also do, because bless my folks. Love my folks to death. But I got yelled at a lot in my life. Not so much when I was a little kid, but more as a teen, a lot, to the point where I really have internalized. Like, when people raise their voice at me, I flinch. I wasn't beaten, I should mention that as a kid. Never any of that, but just verbal assault sometimes was terrifying. So I like making people happy. It's one of the reasons why I love making mods for so long, because I don't know if people understand. I have a praise kink, but it's not really a kink, I just have always liked having praise. So when people would show pictures of how them using my mods, people were like, oh, why does that feel so good? I'm like, do you fucking realize this is like crack for my brain for an ADD person? What the fuck? It's like, and I think Sis will agree with this, but I know all my trans guys will agree with it. The phrase good girl is like the fucking most beautiful set of words I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Oh, this is my favorite song. I just meant to say it. This is on YouTube if anyone wants to look it up. Road Kings from Ride to Hell Retribution Touch. The solo. Can't see it right now, but I'm air guitaring because I'm loving this shit so much. I fucking love that thing. I have blown speed limits listening to this shit. It's so good. I mean, the game's terrible, but this song is literally like go 100 on the highway kind of shit. You've done what to speed limits? I've just blown speed limits. I mean, like, I've exceeded the speed limit before. My record, I don't know if I want to say it. It hasn't been, it's not stupid. I do remember on a dead early morning, 4 in the fucking morning, trying to race to work to get on time. I got to a spot, went through the construction zone at the normal speed. I did like 30 to a 45 on the highway and shit. Get in the open area, cop in the middle of fucking nowhere comes up, clocks me at 97. It's just like, I just want to go to work, man. He's like, you're gonna kill someone or yourself or someone else. I'm like, do you see any other cars around here? It's 4 in the morning. If I die, I die, is what I wanted to say. Okay, finally we can really let the throttle out. I hope you don't know cycles like I've literally just I just lied on I could exceed speed limit sometimes with certain songs because you just get that you're just like in sync with it. It's just I don't know. Alright. Just having this much wheel slip is like fucking insane. It's cheap. It's a freight train. What the fuck are we screaming about? Here, I'll let you have the interior sound. Okay, that cab is in position. I would like to adjust like slightly to the left because it's clipping. I mean, if you're from American DLC, I have to now figure out who the fuck you are. God, I wish this cab was like a higher resolution. It's really rough. The reason I found a skin kit on RWA for this, someone found it the other day, so I kind of want to go in and do some shit with these. I was looking into it. Oh, I like the bell. Good bell. Layered with another bell. That's weird. Despite the shortness, this is kind of a fun round. And I've actually had a hotel twice or 3 times when I went to the bar mitzvah thing. I have been down Commercial Street and just walked it all the way to where right over the bridge. Because it's the main 2-foot gaugers now. And I've walked the entirety. Sometimes I just put on my headphones, maybe even walk the dogs over there. Walk the whole fucking length of Commercial Street, all the way down the main 2 gaugers footpath the whole way. And just when it's the cold air and it's at night and there's a bit of wind coming off the sea and shit, fucking therapeutic as hell. It's really, really fun. Plus, until I think Doc Trench said in the last like 10 years they ripped up the last bit of rails, but when I was there, you could still see bits of rails of what used to run through, like jutting out of the asphalt in place. It was really cool. Short fuse on a train. What do you mean? Short fuse on a train. Drop that. You also mentioned, I believe, to my immediate knowledge, this is the highest speed limit in the whole route. I don't believe there's a part that goes... ASUS local branch over here that you never fuck with. Not that I can remember, at least. Could be a little shock. I do like the little photo mode stuff they gave us a couple years, like back in 2019. I think that's some cool stuff about Joe. I like that in the core. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to do a tweak to these, where because I tried to do it a while ago, which was find something that had a similar enough bin file and try to take the searchlight enhancements, or like how the flares worked and light setups and all that stuff, and apply that to these, because I did that actually for the Green River C40. I used the NS C40 and took that bin file and then copied what I could from the searchlightified one and copied just the data that would make UP stuff show up on it to render it. Meaning it's an NS file at heart, but it all references stuff to the UP that's required. And I made that, and I got it to work as an engine with brakes and controls and horn stuff. But when I tried to run it in a scenario, everything fucking broke. It says that it gives me more than the track spin error. It said that like freight cars weren't loading in it. Like the whole consist was gone. So I need to fix all that. But the goal was to at least make an enhancement for that. And I would like to do the same with these, of try to find enough copy and paste stuff that I can do over a couple hours to move stuff from one bin to another, to hopefully give these things like the searchlight flares would be easy, but to give them the proper kind of, you know, layered horn system, but also like the fade in and out on the headlights. Actually, that might not be a thing that's possible, because I don't know which EP has that. But make them better, basically. But I don't know how to. I don't think that's going to be as useful if I release this pack, because these sounds already sound good, you guys. It's more, I don't even know. Yeah, I should, once we do this scenario, I need to wrap up. There we go. 1:30. I'm much more trained yet. Going down this, but I would like to do an enhancement like that. I also have another mod I've been meaning to release. Spent a bit of time on it. It requires both searchlight EPs. I think the 645 pack for the regulars and the Shivo 12. I think requires something. I think it requires FDL pack and. Look at what it says. We'll go for this real quick because I made something. I'm gonna find it really quickly. I'm just trying to remember what's required for it. I need to just upload it. It just requires 2 bins and 2 EPs, which I believe are both free from Searchlight. Hold on, I think I found it. The Horn and Bell EP for the New Haven EF4, the Nathan M3 horn, and the correct GE mechanical bell. So the real horn and bell that these would actually use requires the GE7 FDL16 sound EP from Searchlight, which is free, and the 16-645E sound EP. And it's like 2 bin files, and then you can have the proper horn and bell for repos unit. Okay. a little bit. We have to go to... Okay, so we have to pick up a car. We have to pick up a car at Snows. And then we pull off down the line. So that's 1.6. Couple the car, and... yeah, so we don't have much longer. It's just slow going. What whoever made this workshop scenario, I can't remember who it is, but this is just a neat, kind of cool little scenario that runs a decent extent of the route with a decent sized train, and I like it. I also feel like maybe I've overshared a little bit about my life, but also I'm 31, and if someone really wants to find one to tell me on the internet, they're done. What else do I do? But yeah, I guess it's just kind of nice to talk about things that are like so many VTubers. Like I think another VTuber that I know actively talks about Lewd shit all the time is Nanny Pop, I think is what the fuck her name is. Basically the gooner with guns. So I went, well, if that girl gets away with this shit, how the fuck, you know? I literally marked my streams as mature. So, like, it's not like, you know, this is anything weird. And again, I've reserved plenty of things. There's plenty of other stuff that I do that remains personal. I'm just giving the generalized shit. But I think it's cool to be able to talk with some of you guys about that stuff and have like actual responses instead of going, this girl's weird, I'm leaving the stream. Because that was the initial reaction I got from TS America DLC when I put the stream in. Now, I get it. Looking at a thing with the kind of Hagowish thumbnail that I had that says Lewd Thoughts Only as the title, certainly is meant to raise some eyebrows, but that's kind of the fucking point. Like, I don't know. I wish there was a DVD for this because it was in... Chat, you still there? My longest running one that I still have intact, I got off Amazon for like $25 or whatever. It's great. But it's definitely... I am kind of a size, but this is the thing that confuses me of women. I'm sure some of you have seen the meme of the woman that pulls out the fucking tape measure and talks about each length. Like, this is fine, this is okay, fucking sick day, and now I'm just skipping my whole... That's lazy. Lewd says, girls, I don't think you think we're now talking about sizes. That's absolutely fucking true. The thing of saying every guy that's like fucking under 6 inches is like pathetic. No. Whatever you have, you can make work if the other person is willing to work with you. But if they're going to be a cunt about it, then yeah, of course nothing's going to work. You need to have supportive partners. Obviously, there's a certain, like, threshold, you know, a certain range of sizes where it's the most pleasurable, but that's... we're all adults, goddammit. Is something on the back of the frame? Okay, it is. Wait, is that... Get it. Okay, so we're rolling past, so I can just hold this pace. Okay. I have size queen in a way of not length, but thickness. Okay, everyone just uses girth, but girth is circumference. Girth is not diameter. I don't know why we're using that term, because circumference is the actual, like, mathematical term you would use for, like, determining... Circumference is different than diameter. I don't understand why we're... I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm a size king, though. So, you know, the stuff that I started out with as my second thing. The first one was a thing that anyone could probably start with. The second one was definitely not for the faint of heart, but I used it. Also, I've learned this. This is really important if you're new to toys, especially if it's one that you know is not your size right off the bat. Do not rush putting something in that is too large. Use lube, go slow, stretch if you have to. So I learned this the hard way multiple times. Got kind of impatient with wanting to get something in. Thought I had almost got it. Then proceeded to go from not very much in to all the way in. And then there's this great moment in time where there's this fun moment in time where for about 5 seconds you have this horrifying realization that your body is in shock and that very shortly everything is going to hurt for a while and there's nothing you can do. And it sucks. If you don't take away anything, if you haven't taken away anything from me, hopefully you'll at least take away this one thing. These 3 important things. Does not matter who comes or how long your sex is. As long as both of you get pleasure out of it, that's all that matters. Another thing, if you're doing something intense that requires trust, have a safe word. This is you know, basic shit. These are layouts. We should all know this. You know, consent is important. Have a safe word. And also, if something hurts, stop. None of this gritty. You're not a masochist. You're not doing knife play and blood play and all that shit. If there's fucking pain, and you think, hey, that's not supposed to be there, fucking stop. Don't grin and bear it. Don't cause damage to yourself because you think it's a smart thing to tough it out. Because it makes you a posterior. Because it doesn't. It makes you smart because you know your fucking limits. As this is so long, it's gonna be kind of weird to couple this. I don't know why. Maybe someone can talk to me about this since we're off the topic of sex now. The gap in the switches fucking annoys me so much because like that's a considerable gap on a real Switch. What the hell? I was always told it had to be with I can't remember what the actual minimum margin was, but when I did stuff for the Taurus Road, it was still on the Switches. We had to have there's a certain maximum tolerance, and the stock rail can be away, the plane rail can be away from the issue. And that just feels like it's out of line with that. No, this product. Much room at the end, so I'm gonna wait. If we slow down, there we go. Let the slack kick in. Now we coupled your full consist. I'm pretty sure we did it. It's not accurate, but I think it's correct. All right, now we can. That sighting's 10. Go. And you guys will hear the full extent as we pull out. There we go. Behind me? It's so weird. I'm guessing it said coupled to the back of the train though. And I did. I guess they meant the back of the power, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense either. So I gotta shove back and then stop. Alright. Did I lose you? I think I lost chat. Can anyone send me something just real quick as like a test? Just any message. Just because I feel like Restream chat may have stopped doing something. Something. Okay, no, it works. Good. So it's just been quiet. I thought, because I've had it happen before where it wigs out, but if I refresh it, then I lose all the previous messages, so. Am I on Twitch now, huh? Okay. Alright, so I gotta shove back because it thought that I was gonna stop the train there, take the okay, good. So at least now I know that works. That's perfect. So we gotta back up because we pulled out of the siding. So we gotta pull into here, stop somewhere on there, and then shut down. So I get what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to stop the whole train on south end, cut the power off, grab the box cart, and put the box cart then on the front of the train. I know it says back, but I get what it wants me to do. Because I did it the other way, the instruction's complete because it's attached to the train, but we're not literally on our stopping point that it wants us at. So, okay. Well, that's common sense. I should have known that, but I guess I'm just so used to TSW where everything is so fucking direct. And I haven't played Run 8 in a while, that I'm kind of just used to the handhold shit, because I've just kind of accepted it as fate. Alright, well, we're doing 19 miles an hour. Throttle down. As we get closer, we'll put brakes on. So because there's two platforms I'm streaming to. For those of you who don't know, on each channel, on Trixie Wolf if you're on Twitch, there should be a thing, a little button that shows the YouTube icon somewhere on my main page. That's the YouTube channel, so that's where all the videos go that are not live streams. And if for any time you're not, the live stream of YouTube doesn't work, on my YouTube channel, in the main, like, banner, should say Twitch, and that goes to Trixie Wolf. Trixie VTuber is what it says on YouTube, Trixie Wolf is what it says on Twitch. So, okay. Train brake is applied. Yeah, we'll put an emergency, I don't give a shit. There you go. We're at the final instruction. Stop. Bleed it? We do it? Yeah, you want a hilarious prank? Oh fuck! I'm sure they do. I think we did it.
If you fail the scenario, our relationship continues like forever.
If I fail the scenario, our relationship continues.
Mm-hmm.
So if it completes, I'm.
Mm-hmm.
You did not complete. Fuck you! I did it accurately. I did it the way any train. I hate this fucking game. I hate this game.
I was watching you the whole time and saw you fail, so I was just waiting. How do I trip her up?
I didn't fail though. I did it right.
You did fail.
No, I didn't.
You did fail.
Stopped at 2 out of 3. I stopped at every single destination. I added and removed 10 out of 10, which was correct. Stopped at 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
The only destinations were Rigby Yard, where I did pickups and drop-offs. Snow's Products, which was picked up and drops off, and literally right where I was at just now, which is South End.
Yeah, you failed South End the first time.
You're not supposed to stop at South End the first time. You
Yes,
stop
you are.
there.
Yes,
so
you are.
You could obviously do the switching, but it's not a stop point there.
Yes, it was. You treated it as a go via, so once your rear car passed over, there is no fail condition for that.
Listen,
so there was no pop-up.
Listen, in real life, if I'm doing this as a train there's not a giant fucking dildo with a holographic dildo in front of me that says, "Hey, dumb fuck, stop here because you're gonna do a switching move." Because as an engineer,
when you went
I already
to
know
check
what
the
a fucking
thing, you're like,
switching
"Oh
move
yeah,
is.
I'm just going through." I saw the hand, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she's not stopping through that. That's a stop marker." Welcome back to TS. It's like this.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate this so fucking much.
See, it says completed 12 out of 13. Because you missed one step, this game punishes you for not completing it the way it wants you to.
Whereas in TSW, I can go backwards, and then it'll do 7 things completed all at the same time because of stupid shit.
I forgot about Bernice versus Boos.
I don't even know if this fucking thing loads, does it? There's no way this piece of shit loads. I think I may have broken it.
See, our relationship will go on forever now because you failed.
So if I had successfully done it, that's just it, we're done?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing a very dangerous game. I need you to
Oh,
realize
what a lovely piece of trash.
Shut the fuck up. I had to deal with this goddamn JPEG over here that I fucking hate.
Oh, this is for the... Oh, I see what you did. Is it the one up front? Oh, no, there it goes.
Send that fucker Thomas into the stratosphere any way possible. If we had a Thomas in this. We don't. I don't remember why I called it Bernice versus Bose, but I know I was angry.
Maybe it had to do with fire.
I don't remember what it was.
Because you just genuinely hate Bozeman so much. You're like, I just want to burn it.
I need to show this off. So for anyone who's wondering, I don't know how to release a mod for it. The mod would literally be a README that tells you what to do. If anyone's ever wondering on the Cascadian why the Great Northern has like fucking missing textures all over the tender, it's because if you look in the geo file, the actual path that it wants you to put them in is not what the README says. So the README sets you up for fucking failure. So the README is a lying bitch, and you have to put it in a different spot. If anyone wants to know how, just ask me on my server, and I'll fucking tell you. But the reason I did is because this is what the tender's supposed to look. That's not the right unit. The tender is supposed to look like this, but normally it looks like a shit ton of missing textures. This is a problem just with this thing because it was not installed properly. So this is what the Great Northern should look like. Because everyone gets the textures right on the engine, but not on the tender. Also, the firebox flicker was also missing a texture.
I think that was on the Burke.
Or, sorry, on the Burke it was. On the GN Northern, the tender should be fixed. Also, really fun being in... I know this is the wrong route. People are going, Yuri, why the fuck are we on a narrow gauge route? Well, a screenshot competition won with an AC6000 going up chorus, so why can't a girl dream, goddammit? Yeah, but this has a missing firebox texture. Oh, it undid my mod!
There it is.
No, I have to fix that right now. Hold on. No, I'm not letting it get away with that.
Oh, I love that glitch. It's just like, yeah, here's your firebox. Missing texture.
Oh, where is it? Hold on. Railworks data. Where is it? Is it in Railworks Core? Is it in Kuju Rail Simulator Core? It has to be. Where would it be? What is it? Hold on. What? Oh, hold on. Hold on, I have to do this right now. It'll take just a second. What's the path? Missing texture.tgpc. Where is that though? I want to know where that is. Tell me. Wait, hold on. Where does it think it is? Railworks at... Wait, it's in the root folder? No way. That can't be true. It's not in here. What? Hang on. What the fuck? Where is it? Hang on. I have to do something really, really quick. I want this to work for a second. Sorry. Okay, I think I know where the file is. I need to go to depots, and then Roblox content. And search for a file. Missing. Miss Dev. Fucking serious? It was right there. Dev. Come here, you fucking asshole. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, asshole. I'm gonna fix this right now. This is gonna take like 2 seconds. I. Oh, sorry. There's the music playing. Chat. Stopped that a while ago. Hey, you still there?
Mhm.
Good. I'm gonna end the stream right there. There we go. Import DDS file. Click save. Alright, now restart the level really quickly, and you will see. Chad, I've given you a new missing texture file because you've been good boys in this level. Why does this still think it's that? Hang on. Did it not save properly? No, that's correct. Damn it. Shit. That's weird. Missing texture. Let me look at one thing. Did it actually change or did I fuck with it? No, it's correct. I think it's just that it hasn't done what it needs to do properly. Probably not reloading all the textures in full. Whatever. Anyways, that would normally be the Counter-Strike source, like missing texture thing from the source engine. Can't really think of anything else. We made it 3 hours into the stream, chat, and I have unfortunately right about now, so that I can be a good girl, wake up at 5 in the goddamn morning, leave in a half hour, and fucking go to work. So that's fun. So yeah. But yeah, I think this has been good. I know it was overly lewd, but that's the whole point of this one, and I'm glad that. I'm kind of glad I did that kind of thumbnail because it kind of determines what kind of people are actually willing to watch my shit. If the title is enough to fucking turn you off, go, oh, this is not worth my shit, then at least I can clear out the people that I know are not clearly into the shit that I'm into, and then the rest of the people that actually go through it and go, what the fuck is this weird ass thumbnail? Why is she talking about lewd shit in a train sim? That's interesting. Then come in, and then it actually can have the people that actually want to have a conversation with us, except for that guy up top that was saying all this shit about how pornography and shit is all degeneracy and shit. Like, I don't know. There's some level of degeneracy, obviously, but that's not what we were going for. So I don't even fucking know. I'm confused on that one. Anyways, I think that kind of covers it. To everyone who's been here, this has been really wonderful. I really enjoy doing streams like this. I had some things with one of my folks to visit for tomorrow. There's still a chance late at night I might do another stream, and we might do more of this stuff. Like maybe we'll do the Wasatch thing with the U50. So yeah, but I thank you to everyone who was super supportive, allowing me to be this open with you guys, because I usually am not. And kind of, push the limits of what I normally talk about. And I don't know, that's just been fun. Because that's literally how I describe myself, as literally I said, what other woman, there's no other woman on YouTube that will give you a blowjob and then immediately afterwards turn right around and tell you how to do a class 2 brake test on a fucking AC 4400 with 100 grading cars behind it on a fucking 1.2% grade. Like, there's no other woman out there that's doing that. I know there's a couple other people out there who train sims. I know one of them. I think K-Hawk or whatever. But no one has actually done this level. See you later, Silver. But no one has done talked about as lewd shit as I have while doing a train simulator. That's kind of the thing that I think is like my calling. So, again, I want to thank you all so much for this. It was so much fun, and I don't know. It's been really fun. So, and thanks for my hun coming in at the very end. So I'm gonna go wind us out, and this is. Well, let me go find my shit. This is your lovely goth waifu, Yuri, reminding you to stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side.